Redhawks football with Coach Tuke. Redhawks football is sponsored by Red's Apple Ale. Crisp like an apple, brewed like an ale. Now, here's your host, Todd Richards.
And hi again, everyone, and welcome to the Coach Tuke Show. And this is a very special show for a couple of reasons. First, the Redhawks beat another ranked opponent in the top 25. At that time, number 20, Tennessee State. First time in school history, you beat two top 25 teams in the same season, Coach. And you also get into the Sports Network top 25 poll yourself at number 23.
Yeah, it's just an exciting time to be a Red Hawk right now, and I'm so proud of these coaches and players. And there's a reason we're where we're at, and obviously we want to finish in the top 25 because that's when it counts. But it's certainly a feather in the cap for what these kids have done so far.
Boy, absolutely. So many big plays in this game. One more time against a team that had a nation's top-ranked defense, and you just made the plays when you had to.
We did, and I feel like the most important thing to happen is we won the coin toss. Got to defer. We had the wind, and I think that really played a big factor in the opening.
We'll show that here shortly, of that kick too. Let's get to the highlights right now. And it was pretty much, I was out at the parade earlier with family, and then of course did the game for the OVC Digital Network. Pretty nice day for football.
It really was, and it was an exciting weekend for all the community with Pink It Up Cape, and it was just a great start. We forced them to punt. We come out with some really nice tempo. We told Kyle he's going to need to run the ball a little bit, and that first quarter was outstanding by our offense.
And it seemed like Kyle, when he was able to run that ball, it was good because they were so good on their assignments. By the way, I want to talk about Ryan McCrum's 55-yarder. You called the wind, and he made it with a few yards to spare.
Yeah, he did. That ball was actually outside the upright, bent right in, right before the upright. And he, again, comes up with another critical, long field goal for us.
And your guys, no doubt, came out with a lot of emotion, didn't they?
They did. And I felt like all three phases played well to start the game. That's not something we've had. One phase had played well, but we've kind of turned the ball over to start the game, and our defense gives up a long pass. And I felt like our offense, defense, and kicking game came out on fire to start the game here. And, it was tough sledding because this is a really, really good defense you're looking at. And Kyle made them pay several times, critical third down conversions. And, of course, here gets it in the end zone right here. And what a way to start.
Got the 10-0 lead, and that's kind of how the way it would stand for that first quarter. We'll, as we continue with the action, but it seemed like when he ran the ball, they didn't have an answer. This is one of their real big plays, and they didn't have many in that first half.
Yeah, and we had a missed assignment, and we had a new player in the game, and we got to get them coached up, but. It's all about red zone defense, and again, Tim Hambay, what a play there by blocking that field goal. We knew we had the upper hand on our specialist, and it was nice that our players went out and proved that.
It was about a 25-yard attempt, too, and Hambay named not only an OVC Player of the Week, but co-National Player of the Week defensively. That's impressive.
Yeah, and just again, can't say enough about those guys, and I know we're giving up a lot of yards, but we're playing when it comes down to those situations, third down and red zone, our defense stands up and makes those plays when we need them to make them.
No doubt about it. It seemed like whenever it was that competitive situation when you needed the stops, you were able to get those.
Exactly right, and we're going to continue to get better. A lot of new players, a lot of new faces on defense right now, and so I look for those guys to continue to improve and get better.
And they had their senior quarterback back. I think it's been like a turf toe type injury.
Yeah.
And this guy was back in the game, Michael German, for them.
Yeah, and I know he's been the player of the year in a conference as a freshman. And, of course, this guy here, number 9, we didn't have an answer for him. We don't have any 6'6" corners. And, he had an outstanding game. Hats off to him. And, again, come up with another tip ball, which has been kind of our MO. We've been able to deflect a lot of those passes.
And get that football back, and it seemed like you had some nice drives that ate up some of that clock. That's a nice pass.
Yeah, and Spencer Davis had one of his better games, who's a senior kind of coming on for us, and I just like the physicalness of how we're running the football right now.
And, Lewis Washington would be a guy pretty much walked in as big as he is. I don't think anybody was stopping him anyway, but then you had a 17-0 lead.
Yeah, and that was off to a great start, and credit Tennessee State coaches because they were able to fix a lot of the issues from early on in the game. And man, this was kind of the MO. We had the guy in the grasp, he throws it right to us, and we drop a ball or they fumble it, it's laying on the ground, and they're able to pick it up. But again, they're a well-coached, good football team, and you know, they made some critical stops and trying to get them back in the football game.
They tried to run that screen, and for the most part, they didn't have a lot of success with it, did they?
No. We did a nice job, and you know, they found some of those guys and able to move the ball a little bit. But again, we kept them for the most part in check.
And there's the big quarterback again, all kinds of time, but when the pressure was on, he found a way that time to kind of float the ball in. He occasionally is such a big guy, kind of like a Roethlisberger. He was able to shed off some of those guys. Yeah,
they were big and pretty. I mean, they looked great. When I came out for warm-ups, I went back inside and threw up. I mean,
they did look the part. I agree. And they looked not only big but very athletic looking. I mean, they weren't you know, they out of shape. They looked in shape and ready, and they caught a big break here.
Yeah, they did, and decided to try and bounce it in there on 4th down, and they were able to do that. Of course, that's not what you want to go into halftime, but when you look at it, we still felt very good about the football game, and that really came down to a punt return. We gave them the ball on the 38-yard line because their punt returner got out on us a little bit.
All right, when we come back, we'll get to the second half, 17-7. A lot of twists and turns in this ball game, but you're going to see the Redhawks one more time finish it strong right after the break.
Us out here grinding daily pays off in the end, you know, because you can't come out here and slack. You got to give your 100% effort every time, and it'll definitely show on the field. Juking somebody, outrunning somebody on a route, taking off, scoring a touchdown, money. It's green. I'm in my eyes. That's all it is.
The Redhawks face Eastern Illinois Saturday, October 18th at 1 p.m. Visit GoSoutheast.com.
When you put your name on something, it means something. For over 140 years, Coors Banquet's been brewed in one place with pure Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. And someone with the name Coors still tastes our beer every week, making sure it tastes as good today as it did in 1873. That's something we're proud to put our name on. Coors, the banquet beer.
Buffalo Wild Wings in Cape Girardeau Town Plaza is the official postgame meeting place for Redhawks fans. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Coach Tuke, I want to hit on a point that we kind of alluded to going into the break. I know how you cover all your bases, and I know one of the areas you stress with your guys, because they got you with one just before half pretty much to make it 17-7. And you talk about bouncing back, don't you, putting that behind you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, first half is what it is, and it's got no bearing on the second half, so you got to flush it, learn from it, and then go out and, you know, do what we do. And that's an area of emphasis. So one bad play or an offside, you got to be ready to go, right? Yeah, you can't let, just like one loss can't turn to two losses. You just got to, you know, you got to have a bad memory, I guess is what they call it. You got to forget it and flush it. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and get to the second half now, and it was a good one. 17-7. It would get really interesting here in the third quarter, and it was one of those games. It seemed like, you know, they say it's a momentum shift. I don't know, but they started to pick their offense up some more. Yeah, they did a nice job moving the football. Offensively, we had the ball to start, wasn't able to get any points, and so we had to punt it away. And then they did a nice job putting a really nice drive together here. And a lot of third down conversions, which is something we stress. And, of course, they just went to this guy early and often, this number 9. We didn't seem to have an answer for until the fourth quarter. Boy, what a play there. Yeah, Tim Hanbay continued to do a great job, made him kick a field goal, and then, come back, and that was on third down. There was a couple other third down scrambles by Kyle, but it was really a back and forth third quarter. It was really tight. I love the fact that we were committed to the run game and stay committed. Now this was just shocking. He threw a prayer up.
Yes, he did. And those are normally picked off.
Exactly right, and that was extremely disappointed, and something we got to really shore up this week.
They had two massive breaks. That was one of them, and the other was that fumble near the goal line that they got back. And both of those were huge as far as their chance of getting back into this football game.
Exactly right. And we missed some tackles. I know they have a lot to do with that because they're very talented. But we need to go back to fundamentally doing a great job getting off blocks and wrapping people up. So again, number 9, made us pay in the red zone, and they were able to capitalize with the touchdown.
Chris Sanders McCullum is his name, and you're probably glad you won't have to see that guy, hopefully, again.
Exactly right. He was suspended last week, and I knew what kind of player it was, and he really had a big effect. This was huge. This was him fighting. He made a first down by about a half a foot. And
a lot of quarterbacks would have gone down off that first contact.
Exactly right. And so this was just an unbelievable drive here because there was a lot of creativity to keep moving the chains.
And I thought that was one of the most mature plays I've seen out of center. The way he's been running, he could have easily ran it, but he saw the guy. Anyway, Coach, it was 17-14 at the end of that quarter, so now we're getting ready to come up with a drive. I thought this was a drive of the game, maybe.
It really was, and, again, we really, I feel like, imposed our will on offense on their defense, running the football. And, just again, proud of those guys. And Corey Porter, I thought, had his best game at our left tackle. And, of course, Lennis had a career day, and so proud of him.
We'll talk a little bit more about their numbers for Lennis when he gets back in the act here, because this is another huge drive, and it was just kind of like, hey, we're going to win the football game. This is the time.
Yeah, and if I remember right, this is a drive we didn't throw it one time on because we didn't need to. So they just kept moving the chains, and all along our defense on the sideline resting, and so that was a really big key to winning.
And you used about 3 running backs in this game, and it really helped keep McFerrin fresh, it looked like.
Yeah, he had too many snaps against Martin. He had 70 snaps, and we tried to take that back. He ended up with 53 snaps in this game, and that was, I think, a key to keeping him fresh. And, of course, he gets in the end zone right here. So proud of him.
He was no way he was going to be denied. 21 carries, 115 yards, a touchdown, and then you go and you get the 2 to Ron Coleman, and that really helps matters out too, because now you lead by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was fun. We did the old, he acts like he's fell down, and they get their eyes off him, and then we throw him in the flat. So that was a lot of fun, and sure proud of Ron, and I know the guys had fun with that play.
He has good hands too.
Yeah, he really does.
So here they go, and you didn't expect any quit in a team, and you see this in college football with the clock stopping on first downs. That's still a lot of time left.
Yeah, and they were able to throw the ball. Again, this was a lot of run after catch, and just not a great job of tackling the football, and they go right down. And we didn't make them use any of their timeouts, so that was disappointing. And how about Tyler Manning? He's a guy that no one talks about holding, but he's Ryan McCrum's holder, and then he comes up with a big catch on the onside try, and then we run some clock here, but they are able to stop us on downs, and now we got the 2-minute drive to win a game. And there's 2 ways you go about it, and each week may be a little different. We felt like if we gave this offense enough chances, they would eventually give the game to us, and that's exactly what happened when Eric downs the ball here after intercepting it, and what a victory.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Eric Moore would come up with the game-winning pick, I should say, sealed that game at 28-21. The celebration was on, and we could just go on and talk about things. We've talked about some of them, so let's throw a couple of the big areas out. This is a team, I believe, that was sacking the quarterback pretty much more than anybody else, only giving up about 10 points, and you made a statement with offense, and with guys like I never hear any excuses, and that's a sign of a good team, but McRoberts out, Jackson out, a couple of your top offensive players. no excuses. Let's just go dominate it. It all starts with those big guys up front.
It is, and you know, they did a great job, executed a game plan, and we won every fourth quarter we've been in. We've doubled the points of our opponents in the fourth quarter, and that's what we're all about.
Absolutely, and everybody I've talked to, you know, things have changed a lot with the SEMO football, because now I'm hearing this is a good, rock-solid football team right now, and that has to make you feel good.
Sure, we're not without fault. I mean, we got our own issues, but we're playing at a high level right now.
And you'll need to be at another high level against Murray State coming up. We'll talk about that just a little bit later. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and hit the basketball court again. It was Dickie Nutt last week, Ty Margenthaler this week. Can you believe it? Practice is starting. Holy smokes. We'll be right back.
This is where you live. This is where you work. This is where you learn. At Southeast Missouri State University, our regional campuses in Kennett, Malden, and Sykeston are here for you. With 4-year degree programs and now an associate degree program in cooperation with Missouri State University West Plains, our faculty and advisors are committed to your success. This is your beginning. The entire world is before you. Every opportunity is yours. Make the most of it.
Redhawks football with Coach Tuke is brought to you by Cape Air, your wings to St. Louis and beyond. Now, here's this week's Cape Air Player of the Game.
Cape Air Player of the Game, Lennis McFerrin, who was outstanding. The senior, 21 carries, 115 yards, a touchdown. Just ball security for this guy, running north and south, just a hard runner, a guy who had to pay his dues over the years, and when he got his chance, he's made the most of it. Lennis McFerrin, a very deserving Cape Air Player of the Week, and leading the Redhawks to a 28-21 win over nationally ranked Tennessee State.
Cape Air, your wings to St. Louis and beyond.
Boy, Coach, Lennis McFerrin, and I know we're going to have to get right to this basketball package here in a moment, but I did want to get one quick comment for you from you on him. He is what college football is all about as far as perseverance.
Yeah, he had a career day with about 40 family members in the stands.
Yep.
So happy for him and his family.
That name McFerrin, well known for basketball, some legends around here, but he's making a name for himself in football. Hey, let's talk some basketball, and Ty Margenthaler is the guy with our guy from Southeast Missouri State.
I'm joined by Southeast Missouri women's basketball head coach Ty Margenthaler. And Coach, as you begin the practice schedule, what are some of the areas of focus for your program this year?
You know, the biggest thing that we've worked on all summer, of course in the fall in our individual workouts, is just improving every single day. And, you know, just that, taking it day by day, getting better. Fundamentals is something that we always stress. And, you know, if we take care of the little things, we really feel that this can be a pretty special year.
You have some veteran experience returning your second and third leading scorers from last year. Who will you depend on for leadership this season?
You know, the players, you know, the whole team has done a great job of really leading this summer, but, you know, we will depend on our senior class, quite honestly. And, you know, right now, through the first month of practice, we're going to kind of find out who the leaders really stand out to be. So we haven't picked the leaders at this point, but I have had meetings with our senior class, because we're going to go as far as that senior group takes us.
You also have some talented freshmen that have joined the program as well as transfer players. Kind of touch on what they bring in.
You know, the one transfer player I set out last year is a transfer from University of Alabama, Jasmine Robinson. She's explosive. She plays that really 1 through 3 position. You know, she can score from the inside, outside. So, you know, she's someone that we're going to definitely, hopefully that she'll, you know, continue to improve and help our program. And then we have Erin Ballman, transfer from Three Rivers Junior College that I'm really excited about her. She can, you know, she's really dimensional. She can go inside, outside as well. She'll play a stretch 4 for us this year, but so she's an exciting player. And then we have a really good nucleus from that freshman class.
You also have 2 new staff additions. Can you give us a little bit of background on Cameron Tucker and Lavessa Glover?
Yeah, I'm really excited. That's important. Of course, to have a great staff is important. I feel like we've really put together a really quality staff that's going to help this basketball team grow. Starting out with Cameron, he's a young guy that has head coaching experience that I really like. He's been in that seat. He understands the pressures of that and making the calls. So he's going to bring a lot of experience with that. And also, he'll be our recruiting coordinator. Knows the Midwest really well and knows the game. So I'm excited about Cameron joining our staff. We have another gal named Lavessa Glover. She was an All-American post player at University of Wisconsin Green Bay. You know, again, she's understands how to win. That's a great program up at Green Bay. So she'll bring a lot of the winning tradition to our program, to our staff. Again, and also just to be able to develop our young players in the post, something that we have not had a true post coach the past 3 years since I've been here. So I'm excited about her really working with our post group and really developing them.
In terms of schedule, you've got 2 SEC opponents on it, and you also have some really exciting games here at home at the Show Me Center. Give a little perspective on what fans can see and what types of teams we will be playing this year.
Yeah, you know, going on my 4th season, I think the community, the fans should know that we always put together a great schedule, and that's something that we have not shied away from, and we will not do that. And you know, we open up with a home game against Alabama A&M, but you know, the biggies I guess the fans would probably enjoy would be we go to Ole Miss for the first time since I've been here, which would be an exciting game. We continue that travel over to Missouri, play University of Missouri, which is always fun for our players, for the community, and then we have a great home game. We play St. Louis University at home. So, and that's a game. Of course, I would really like to get that crowd out and involved because just to show our state that we're a women's basketball fan base, and so we feel like we got a great non-conference schedule. We're going to Toledo to play in a tournament. They're traditionally just a great women's basketball program. So we put together a great schedule to prepare us for that conference race.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. And to follow the Redhawks basketball program all season long, go to GoSoutheast.com.
All right, Tyler Kuntz, the Assistant Sports Information Director, thank you so much. And hey, I saw some of your guys. I was out at the soccer game, and they were out there ready the night before. I'm thinking these guys are ready to play, but it's good to see them all together. And man, you can just really see the enthusiasm with them supporting the other teams.
Yeah, they're a part of the athletic department. They love to go to the other athletes' games, and those athletes have a special connection with each other. It's awesome to see it, no doubt about it. Hey, when we come back, talking about a connection, a rivalry, Southeast Missouri State at Murray State. It's also going to be the Racers' homecoming. We'll break it down for you right after this.
Us out here grinding daily pays off in the end, because you can't come out here and slack. You got to give your 100% effort every time, and it'll definitely show on the field. Juking somebody, outrunning somebody on a route, taking off, scoring a touchdown. Money. It's green. I'm in my eyes. That's all it is.
The Redhawks face Eastern Illinois Saturday, October 18th at 1 p.m. Visit GoSoutheast.com.
When you put your name on something, it means something. For over 140 years, Coors Banquet's been brewed in one place with pure Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. And someone with the name Coors still tastes our beer every week, making sure it tastes as good today as it did in 1873. That's something we're proud to put our name on. Coors, the banquet beer.
All right, Coach Tuke, we're back, and it's all about a school that's a big rivalry. Murray State, a big rival game, and it's at Murray, and, you know, hey, it kind of says it all, doesn't it?
It does. It's 90 minutes away, and I know our players are really hoping a lot of people come, and it means a lot when we see Southeast up in the stands, and, you know, it's going to be a challenge for us, and we're looking forward to this game.
And that's a program that's been struggling to an extent. They lost an overtime game to Tennessee Tech on Saturday. They're 1-4, 0-2 in the OVC. But again, this is their homecoming. They've been coming close, and this is kind of one of those games they have to win.
They do, and they're coming off. Their quarterback was named OVC Player of the Week. He's thrown 209 balls and only 2 picks. So I know our defense is going to be challenged. They got the #1 punt returner in the conference, so they have some firepower, and we need to do what we've done, prepare well, and so that we play well.
And certainly the fact that you won at UT Martin, I think that's just bodes well for you as far as you already went on the road and won a conference game, and it's just not easy, and it won't be easy Saturday, no doubt.
Yeah, but it gives you confidence because we're going to repeat the same schedule because it's a deal where we're going to travel the day of. And I know that's a little different, and so we've done it before, and now we've got to go repeat it, and you know, just looking forward to that opportunity.
That's a 3 o'clock kickoff, a little different too, an afternoon kickoff, and you're going to travel the day of.
That's right.
And you have an option, I would assume, if you wanted to spend the night, but you prefer to practice and everything on your own field and everything.
I like routines.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
what it is.
I like our players being able to sleep in their own beds on Friday night. It allows us to go recruit. It allows us to get more work done on Friday. And so I feel like, you know, if it was an 11 o'clock game or something like that, we'd have to go the day of. But with it being a 3 p.m. game, it just naturally, it saves money. It's a no-brainer.
And in terms of your routine on game day, I don't know if you want to release it, but I'd just be interested. How do you do it, like with breakfast and when you leave? I'm just interested because it's, what, about a 2-hour bus ride?
It is. We always try to get to the stadium about 2 hours ahead of time, just like our Redhawk walk.
Okay.
And then we'll eat 3.5 to 4 hours before a game is generally like what we try to do. It'll be a little different. We'll eat 4.5 before this game, and then on the bus, I'll wake the whole bus up 30 minutes outside, and they'll eat half a sandwich to try to just make sure we're hydrated right before the game. Just
enough to where you're not going to be hungry out there and you're ready to go. Hey, we've got about 30 seconds or so. What is it about Murray State you think that makes them dangerous?
They're #1 in the conference in passing, so they can be an explosive offense. So that's the one thing we got to do a great job with this week.
And, of course, the fans can make the trip there, and I know that there's going to be a lot of them that will. There's no doubt about it. And hopefully Grant will be cooperative with the weather for us and put him on the spot a little bit. By the way, Coach, congratulations. Cracked the top 25 after beating another top 25. It's a great time to be a Red Hawk and a fan of the Redhawks, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time 1 week from tonight to hopefully talk about another big win. Folks, you have a good day, and we'll see you a little bit later. All right, we actually saved 4 seconds. See, I wasted 4.
This is your beginning. The entire world is before you. Every opportunity is yours.